So right now, this week, I'm super excited to introduce to you guys our special guest, Chris Brunasso. He is, our top recruiter. He's been with Power for what, since last February? And since then, he's sold over 150 deals virtually, guys. That's insane, Chris. So I'm super excited to learn. I know you also recruited over 100 consultants. So I'm gonna just take it away, Chris, please.
Thank you so much, Crystalline, Marisa. I love what you guys are doing here with your Women of Power United meetings every Thursday. So props to you guys. And that's true leadership, right? You guys have taken it on your own to start this meeting, to do these meetings. And that's true leadership, right? That's what makes you successful. That's what advances your career, advances your just exposure on the Power platform, and you're bringing people together. So I love that. So thank you guys for having me. And yeah, what I want to train on today, I'll go ahead and share my screen here in a second, but I have a master resource guide, right? I've recruited over 100 people, sold a lot of deals. So I've saved tons of bookmarks and resources and videos and documents and Excels and all these things that have helped me as I've scaled and had to do things, at scale and do things in large numbers very quickly, right? So it hasn't been easy. I've had a big learning curve last year, and this year I think I finally really found my groove, and I'm getting more systems in place and looking forward to next year to scale a lot more. So real quick, what I want to do, there's 35 of you guys on this chat, and thanks for everyone with their camera on. I just want you guys to put in the chat, how long have you been selling solar for? I just want to get a gauge of the people on this specific Zoom, how long you guys have been selling solar for. Anthony Bonilla, maybe about a month or so, I think. Oh, 3 months. Okay. Isaac Grossman, 2 years. Isela, 2 years. Chrislyn, 2 years. We got Wendy, brand new tier 1. Congrats. Daniel, 1 week. Nice. Denise, 4 months. Awesome, guys. So that gives me a good frame of reference. Not including this coming over 2 years. 3 months, Mark says. Ross says 3 months. Marisa, the solar expert, 2 years. Nice, cool. Well, I'm right up there with a lot of the 2-year people. Seems like there's several. Lorenzo, 8+, nice. It's a little bit of time there. So I'm right up there with the 2-year mark with a lot of you. And then a lot of you are newer, right? So I'm going to be covering kind of a mix. I'm going to be covering a lot of the basics, initial steps once you've joined, what videos and things I recommend, how to find answers to your questions, how to best use the platform. And then I'll also be covering some just more advanced strategies with recruiting, with how I've sold all those deals. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I have this master resource guide that I've made, right? And I've put all my resources and bookmarks, and there's tabs for everything in this document. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat for anyone that would like it. I also made a shortcut for it. It's www.bit.ly/power guide. So I'll put that in the chat, and that'll be in the description of the video as well. So you guys have a link to this guide. And so what is this guide, right? First of all, I'm more about function than how good something looks, right? So I just use a spreadsheet to save all this stuff. And basically this resource guide, I actually did a training on this kind of similar about a month or 2 ago. So if anyone did see that, this will be a little bit similar, but there's a video on that, on how to use this document. So check that out. And basically, if you're new to Power, if you ever have any questions about Power, about selling solar, about a proposal, right? Any questions at all, how to get your question answered, right? You can use this document, of course, check the tabs, check all that. You can search knowledge base. Knowledge base, guys, help.power.com. That is going to be your #1 resource. They have so many additional things they've been adding lately. So you can have a lot of good resources. There's marketing resources on here, marketing assets. There's the coverage map by state, you name it, all the financing or lenders or spec sheets or stuff like that. You can find pretty much anything on there. If you search that and still didn't find an answer, check Power University, a lot of great trainings. If it's a pre-sales question, you can ask chat.power.com. If you've used a mentor before, feel free to ask one of them. Marisa and a lot of the gals on this training are phenomenal mentors, very resourceful. And we have a list of our mentors there as well. You can always ask it in a team group, right? Our team with my brother, we're called the Power Hitters. We have a Telegram chat group. We have a Facebook group. So you can always ask something in there, join the chat group. But make sure you've done your due diligence, right? Don't just go and bug a mentor or bug some really busy person, right? Do your due diligence, take a minute or two, search these resources, see if you can find the answer yourself. You're going to remember it better that way if you do that anyways. And then lastly, ask your leadership if all else has failed. So that's just a guide. If you guys have any questions for those people that are newer to Power, if you have any questions, what to do, don't just immediately go to Power Pioneers with all thousands of us and ask a basic question that may take a 10-second search. So there's that. And for all of you, solar pros on this call, right? You guys have been with 2 years. You guys have big teams. You guys already know this, but I want you to think to yourself, how can I impress this on my team? How can I get my team to stop texting me so much? And how can I give them these resources? Maybe I can take a screenshot of this and send it to someone. And if someone asks you a question that's on your team, don't just answer it for them, right? You want to teach them how to fish. Let them know, hey, yeah, it's in help.power.com. Just search it, right? So often I answer questions like that. So for those of you new to Power, this is a great way to find answers. And for those of you that have teams, you want to be thinking in this method also. So if it's a sold project, of course, you're going to go to the project, open a ticket for the project manager. If needed, check the milestones tab. We have the list of all the mentors on our team you can find there. So this Excel sheet basically has different tabs. This is just the welcome tab. I have tabs for if you're new to Power, training videos, resources, recruiting, contacts, some enterprise stuff, batteries, the average project timeline, and some other things. So I'm going to go over this with you guys today, and I'll go rather quickly through this. I want to leave some time for Q&A, and really, if you guys have any specific questions for me. Let me go ahead and start with the new to Power steps. Okay, so being one of the top recruiters in Power, right? I really want to make sure my people are set up for success. I want to make sure they know some very specific training videos. I highly recommend how to get access to the calendar, how to get on our team Telegram group or our Facebook group, right? So I email this to every new recruit that I get. So, and I tell them, whenever you have anyone interested in solar, we're here to do two things, right? Get someone interested in solar, get a copy of the utility bill, and book them on your calendar for a presentation, right? That's what we're here to do. That's the goal of Power. And that's what I tell my new recruits. Focus on that. Don't worry about learning a ton about solar when you join, but just focus on marketing, focus on telling more homeowners the benefits of solar, get them interested. Once you do, then a mentor is going to help you from there. And I'm happy to mentor people as well. And then I give them some training videos. Actually, this document itself, I've now linked to, so they have access to this document. And then I give them some basic steps, right? When someone joins Power, step 1, do your tier 1 onboarding. Join a Thursday Power on. And then I've got couple of my favorite training videos here. These 3 right here: fast start training, how to contact your warm market, launch training. Some of these are JC Rengel, some are Charles, some are my brother. We have the calendar, as you guys just saw from Chrysalin. They have our team has a training every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific, Tuesday. There's a Google Calendar I have for that. I've got 3 other of my favorite training videos here by JC Rengel, and my brother just did a new one 2 weeks ago, and how to make your business cards, and also making sure to join that team chat and join that Facebook group. So this is what I email to everyone on my team who joins Power, who's newer to Power. Even my experts, I'll still send this so they can see how to build a team, right? This is not only for people that are new that you want to look at, but also when you're building your team, right? Earning that passive income, recruiting, letting other salespeople know, you're going to want to make sure they're successful too. You want to get them plugged in, right? The more someone's plugged in, the more someone's attending the training, the more someone's seeing us on Facebook, watching the trainings, joining the events, the more successful they're going to be with power. So you want to think about how to best support your team if you are building a team. JC Rengel has his own training website. Tom Cotter also has some of his steps as well, which I've kind of just summarized and combined some of them in here. So that's that. The training videos, guys, just a friendly reminder. Let me pull something up here. I normally do a little recruiting Zoom a couple times a week, and I go over a slide deck, which is now recorded. But one thing I show people when I recruit, and I'll show you guys this, you've probably seen this on Instagram or something. It's a popular meme, right? But where you put your time, your energy, your health, everything, that's what's going to grow in your life, right? If you're spending money on the latest gadgets, if you're spending money on drinks and eating out, if you're spending money and time watching Netflix all the time, you're not going to be as successful. That's what's going to grow in your life, right? But if you're investing in your business, if you're investing in yourself and your body and your health, if you're investing in your education and maybe watching a 30-minute training video every day, 5 days a week, right? What would happen if that? So just a friendly reminder. And I tell people when I recruit, I kind of remind people of this, because being an entrepreneur is not easy. And where you spend your time, your money, your energy, that's what's going to grow in your life. Hopefully it's your career, your muscles, your everything. Hopefully it's not your waistline, but sometimes it happens. I've worked too much and that happens. But yeah, life's all about choices, right? So training videos, I think, are essential. You want to keep educating yourself, right? You want to keep expanding your mind, keep learning new techniques. Even me, I've sold to over 150 deals. I just watched Danny Pessy's training the other day on my brother's YouTube. He was live, Danny Pessy. I learned so much from this guy. And I've sold hundreds of deals. I've been in solar for multiple years, but I still take a lot away. And you have to have that open mindset, right? You have to have an open mindset. If you think, oh, I know how to do things, I've been in sales, blah, 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 fine. You're going to have a closed mindset. You're not going to expand your mind. You're not going to learn new techniques. You're not going to come up with, insights as you're watching these trainings. And there's my brother's YouTube. It's linked in here as well. So anyways, there's lots of trainings, how to enter lead, solo proposals, adders, how to sign documents, right? So these are the basics. And anyone new on my team, I send them this training video. And the red ones are kind of the more important ones here to watch. So the weekly trainings are here. My brother and JC Rengel's YouTubes are there. How to enter a lead, and that training we just did recently, a month or two ago. It's new and updated with adders and everything, and how to request docs and everything like that. If you're starting out, how to contact your warm market, make your list, find homeowners. My brother's brand new video, how to build a 7-figure referral-based business. That was also on his YouTube that he recorded 2 weeks ago on his Tuesday training. Phenomenal video. My brother and I take very different strategies at Power, right? My brother built a referral-based business. He went out and did BNI networking and Chamber of Commerce and, met the mayors of cities and did social media and set up booths at farmers markets and events, right? He did that for 3 years, and now he gets a referral almost every single day and built a big team and is a 7-figure earner, right? There's all of his tips, tricks. And that's my brother's approach, right? It's kind of a more traditional salesman approach that he took, the last, I would say, 5 years that he's been in solar. And my approach is much, much different, right? I come from a marketing background, so I'm doing marketing to build my team, and I do, LinkedIn and Facebook, and I'll talk about that here in a second. So I take a very different approach. I build my team and I help mentor them. And that's kind of my approach, right? And I'm going to be starting to do some marketing towards homeowners next year. But yeah, so there's all these different videos here that I recommend, whether it's from my brother, JC Rengel, or Cynthia, or whoever. There's how to handle some common objections. For those people that are brand new to solar and brand new to power, once you do your 5-hour onboarding, and once you watch a couple of these videos in red, or the objection handling, these steps, it's probably about 10 to 15 hours total of training. Once you have that, you're really dangerous enough to go and promote solar and get referrals and set appointments, and a mentor is going to help you every step of the way. So A lot of people think solar is some super hard thing, but you really want to focus on marketing yourself first, marketing solar, promoting the benefits, letting people know you have $1,000 referral program. You want to always sell to and through anyone that you ever talk to. And I've told people this before, but if you guys are signed up with Power, quite literally everyone you ever talk to in your life, you can promote Power in some way. They could either be your ambassador and give you referrals. If they have solar, they could be your ambassador. If they don't have solar, maybe you could sell them solar for their home. Maybe they could be your ambassador. If they're in sales or want a side business or side gig, or they deal with homeowners, they could join your team. They could start selling solar themselves. So quite literally, anyone you guys ever interact with in your life, you can promote Power. You can let them be excited about what you're doing in this industry and how it's growing and the tax credit. And you have $1,000 referral program, and let everyone know that. And if you haven't posted a picture or said what I just said on your social media and made sure that 200 of your friends, family, and contacts all know that, you better post a picture of yourself with the solar system, or take a video of yourself and blast it everywhere on your social media. Promote it to your friends, text it to people, put it on your LinkedIn, update your job listing, email it to any past people. Like, who cares, right? That's really what I tell people is step one. When you join Power, you want everyone to know that you're in solar. Don't be a secret agent, right? And 1 out of 3 of your friends, family, and neighbors that you know are going to go solar within the next 5 years. By the end of this decade, it's expected that at least 30% of homeowners in the United States have solar. Literally 1 out of 3 of everyone you know that owns a home will go solar. So you might as well help them. They better know that you're in solar, right? So a lot of the training videos in here, you guys can find the topics, how long it is. There's the links. Most of them are on YouTube, how to handle objections, some more roofing training, tax credit training. And then guys, you can literally watch my brother and I doing presentations, right? We're all virtual. We've sold hundreds of deals online. Here's a Google Drive with all of a bunch of recordings that we have done where my brother and I present to homeowners. So you can see how we present, how we answer common questions, right? And if you're new to solar, make your slide deck. A lot of people might rely on mentors for too long. I want to challenge all of you, even if you just joined Power, start making your slide deck now. Here's Power. They have a whole resource center. You can download it on Google Slides. You can put it on PowerPoint. There's even training videos on how to use this deck. You can practice this yourself, right? Start customizing it, putting your own information into it. Here's my slide deck. Power's is actually newer, but here's a copy of mine if you want to see mine. And start, choosing what you like, what you don't like, right? Put a little something about yourself, a personal note, like my brother and I tell everyone I ever talk to how we donate solar, we build the home. You guys have seen with Marisa and us doing that, the impact journeys. And I tell everyone, whether it's my homeowners or my new recruits, how we do this, how I'm very into this, right? These are the families that pick our flowers and produce that you guys buy at Costco. And we go down to Mexico, build them a home. We donate the solar and the batteries. We install electrical through their home and buy them a small mini fridge so they can turn on a light switch and open their fridge, right? Which we take for granted. How many of us take that for granted? These families have never had that in their life. So very passionate about this. I'm sure you guys know from my brother and I. So we incorporate this. This is my slide deck though. So what I challenge you guys to do is, even if you're new to solar, and even for those of you mentors on here, I think oftentimes us mentors sometimes just get used to mentoring and don't really challenge new people. Hey, make your slide deck. Hey, next time we do a mentor deal, you're going to take the lead. I had one of my new sales reps. I've had hundreds of sales reps. One of them, guess what? The first time I ever presented a deal, he presented. He's like, Chris, I already made my slide deck. I'm going to take the lead. I'm like, what? This is the first time you're ever presenting. Are you crazy? He's like, I've watched the training videos. I made my slide deck. I've rehearsed it with my wife. And this is a friend that we're going to mentor. So I'm going to do this myself. I was so impressed to have a new recruit take that initiative and go ahead and make his slide deck. And on his first or second mentor deal, he wants to take the lead. Holy cow. That's amazing, right? So anyone new to solar, I challenge you, make your slide deck, start practicing it. Anytime you drive in the car, rehearse what you're going to say, right? Who cares? And if you guys are mentors, I challenge you to push your team to do this themselves. Don't just say, hey, I'm going to mentor them for 3 deals and, whatever, they're on their own. No, challenge them, give them these resources. On the second time you mentor them, at least have them start leading the presentation, saying those things. So anyways, I'm going off in a lot of tangents here, but there's those resources. If anyone mentions Tesla, here's how to sell against Tesla and some resources. And Tesla's really shutting down their business in a lot of states. They don't do construction. They're a great technology creation company, but there's how to sell against. And there's some Power World videos. For anyone interested in enterprise, there's some trainings about that. And BNI, my brother always advocates for BNI. Bobby Smith's training tomorrow, Friday the 16th, will be on BNI at 9 a.m. Pacific time. It's on Power Calendar. My brother got 13 deals his second year in BNI just from attending a once a week networking group, right? I think his first year he got 7 deals and his second year he got 13 deals, right? That's a full-time income, 5,000 or 6,000 or 7,000 a deal, one a month, just from attending a once a week training meeting where those people are professionals and network and give referrals to each other, right? That's crazy, right? Literally, you could earn a full-time income if you go to a once a week referral training networking meeting and really utilize it, really give referrals, help the other people, refer them, they'll refer you. So anyways, there's a training on that tomorrow. And there's other trainings my brother's done on his YouTube as well. So under the resources tab is all of my resources that are like, I've bookmarked them. Tom Cotter's made them. They're Excels. There's things I've developed. So I'll go through these rather quickly. And if anyone needs to make a copy, right? If you're ever on some sort of spreadsheet, even like mine here, never, ever, ever request access. Always click File, make a copy if you want to make a copy and be able to edit it yourself. Never click Request Access. So on the resources are more links to things here. So there's a link to our team of mentors, our Total Power Hitters team mentors. It's sort of by state. There again is the slide decks, Power slide deck, my slide deck, and our recordings. I put them here again because those are super, super important. The coverage map, of course, is in help.power.com. You can always see that. The business card is in the back office. And the back office, you guys, I'm sure, are familiar with tons of resources. Under marketing is a swag store. You can download business cards, flyers, handouts, door hangers, postcards. These are all done for you guys. If you want to just get the digital downloads and post it on your social media, if you want to have these printed out for you, or you download them and get them in a local print shop, the postcards on here, you can even have mailed to a 5-mile radius of your home if you wanted, and go door knock them over the next week or two, right? All these resources are here for you, as well as the websites are there as well. And then I like to show this income estimator to whenever I do recruiting. On my recruiting Zooms, I actually show people this, and anyone that joins should have this goal, right? So this is a simple calculator Tom Cotter made. You put how much income here that you want to make with solar. For example, if you want to make $250,000 with solar next year, the average, commission is actually over 7,000, but let's say 6,500, and you want to work 4 days a week. To make this, you have to talk to 962 homeowners about solar, let them know the benefits. 20% should be willing to give you a utility bill and do a 30-minute Zoom to educate themselves. And so 80% should show up to that Zoom or meeting or in-person meeting. And that means 150 people. And an average close ratio on our team is about 25%. Some of us mentors, Marisa, myself, others have higher than a 25% close ratio because we get a lot of warm referrals from roofers, realtors, loan officers. But average close ratio, 25%, you'll close 38 deals. And that's how you make $250,000 next year. If you want to make even more, start building a team, start mentoring other people like Anthony Bonilla, phenomenal example. And that means you need to talk to 4 to 5 homeowners every day, 4 days a week to make that $250,000, right? So that's just a simple income calculator. Sounds a lot easier than it is, right? As I'm sure a lot of you know. But it's just like going to the gym, right? You have to be disciplined. You have to have your why, your purpose, your passion. That's what it's all about, guys. A lot of what I'm showing you is the how, right? The how, the knowledge, right? Honestly, to be most successful, your why, your purpose, your passion, like that has to be number one. You have to have that dialed in, hell, written on your mirror or in front of your desk or wherever the heck, I don't care. I have our impact journey and the Mexico donations posted around me at my desk here. But that's really key, right? You guys are not, you're gonna basically be able to have more discipline, more rigor, keep pushing yourself if your why, your reasoning, your purpose is more on point. Anyways, the income estimator is there, approve utilities, excluded utilities. This is one of my favorite documents. It's our solar panel comparison sheet. I haven't really used this too much anymore because I just default to Q cells all the time, but it shows the RECs versus the Hamlock Canadian long emission, right? What is the efficiency? What is the annual degradation, right? Did you guys know that RECs degrade half as much as any other panel on the market? That's why they have such a premium price. And that's why they guarantee 92% after 25 years. But the Q cells are really my go-to. I say the Q cells are like the Toyota or Lexus of the solar world, and the RECs are kind of like the Mercedes or whatnot. Anyways, there's a comparison sheet there. If an MPU is required, there's this handy dandy Excel chart that Tom Cotter made, depending on what the main breaker is, right? Most are a 200. Then how many panels can I take? What solar edge inverter can I take, right? So based on how many amps your electric panel is, this tells you what you can and can't do. Pretty simple, right? I know that was kind of a confusing topic when I joined. How do I know if it needs a D rate versus an MPU and all that stuff? If you haven't got paid your M1 or M2, here's what to check. It tells you what to do, what to check, who to email if you have not received your M1, M2, if it's been, weeks and weeks after the site survey or install, how to do a change order. There's an HIC template for doing addendums, a little more advanced stuff here, work with a mentor. There's roofing. If you guys want to sell roofing, make sure to do the roofing certification in Power University. My brother also has some old marketing resources on a Google Drive. There's that. There's some templates and marketing resources. For financing, we have an entire Google document here about financing. This is also something that's a little confusing, but this makes it pretty easy. What are the dealer fees, right? And this document is changing rapidly. These are already outdated because the dealer fees and everything have been changing so quickly. But what are the max loan amounts? What FICO score does my customer need, depending on the price of the loan? What's the cash terms, right? We have new cash terms now. That's right here for everyone to remember. I had to remember that as well. So this is the finance document, right? Tons of good resources there, covers all that stuff. There's some scripts, there's some emails, there's some templates. Everyone's always asking me, what script can I use? What template can I use? Do you have an email I can just send people? I tell people the best marketing, the best thing to do is make a video of yourself. Go stand in front of your neighbor's solar system. I don't care. Tell them you helped them go solar. Like, no one's going to know. Go in front of your friend's solar system, right? If you don't have solar, make a little video of yourself, right? Tell people, hey, I'm getting involved in solar for the next 10 years, the rest of this decade, the tax credit, the government, everything's going electric. It's helping the environment, right? What's your passion for this? Film yourself saying that. Film yourself saying the benefits. You can own your energy, get rid of your electric bill, hedge your bets against inflation, lock in a lower price, add value to your home. And by the way, I have $1,000 discount if anyone wants to go solar in the next month for New Year's. And I also give $1,000 referral program to any referrals you give me that go solar. That's right. So record yourself saying that 30-second thing in front of your friend's solar system and post it everywhere. Kind of like I said, right? That's what I tell people. If people say, do you have a template? Do you have an email template? No, go film yourself. Go take a picture, right? That's going to be the best marketing you can ever do, right? Like Marisa, I love her YouTube videos. And the funny one they did with my brother before was great. Sometimes it's the comedy that gets people, right? New roofer installer forms, there's that. If you want to do a lease, this is very advanced, but work with a mentor that knows Sonova for leases and PPAs. There's that. All right. Let's talk about recruiting. I'm just going to pause for 30 seconds. Any questions you guys want to put in the chat? Anything? Tracy says this is beyond good. Love it. Daniel, let me take a picture with your solar panels. Sure, brother. Come to my house. You can take pictures with my solar system. I don't care. I mean, they're everywhere, man. There's millions of homes that have solar and millions more that are going to go solar. Vicky says great stuff. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay. Let me actually take a sip of my coffee here. All right, so let's talk about recruiting. Recruiting is just my specialty. I love it. I'm one of the top recruiters. I just met with Bobby Smith yesterday, and he told me, Brunasso, stop saying you're the #1 recruiter. Stop saying that. You need to think bigger. He's like, don't just think of yourself as a top recruiter. You want to be a top builder, a top leader, creator, right? Like, I can be one of the top recruiters, but who cares if I'm not developing my team, if I'm not having other team builders and other mentors under me, right? So Bobby Smith is helping me to think bigger, not just wanting to be a top recruiter, but think of how I can develop my team and build mentors and give them resources and train my team to build their teams, right? That's really next level. So for recruiting, my approach, I've evolved over the past year, right? When I joined last year, I was contacting a ton of people individually. Hey, are you in sales? Are you a solar pro? Do you want to have a conversation about power? Let's jump on a call. And last year, man, I probably talked to like 500 people separately about power, that they were into sales and solar. And I've done that through a variety of methods on Facebook and LinkedIn. And, I come from marketing, so I kind of apply some marketing approaches to getting people interested, right? For any of you though, however, any people, right? And any of the marketing I do, the videos and things are here. I'm going to go over that in a second. And you guys can also go on LinkedIn, go on Facebook, right? Can you post in LinkedIn or Facebook and say, who knows a good realtor? Who knows a good roofer? Who knows a loan officer, right? You're going to get your friends and family commenting on that. You're going to go on LinkedIn and you can search for roofers, loan officers that are in your city. You can even go on Google right now, green certified realtors, like Marisa is a green certified realtor, and you can look up green certified realtors in your city. And all of these people, guys, you can think about in two ways. You can get referrals from all these people, right? Any realtor, roofer, HVAC contractor, electrician you guys ever talk to, you can #1, get referrals, or #2, they could join your team and they can sell solar. Now, here's a little pro tip for you. You could do some sort of combination. If you ever run into one of these type of people, let them know, hey, any referrals you give me, I'll give you $1,000 for the first 1, maybe 2 referrals. And then you can join Power and then you can make half the commission, right? So who's to say, whether you can tell them that or whatnot, right? You can kind of make that up. Especially if you're not a mentor yet, you could tell someone that and say, hey, I'm going to give you $1,000 for your first 1 or 2 referrals. And then you can even get half the commission after that, right? And you could even help that realtor, roofer email their database and promote solar to their database, or even call some of their customers, right? If you know a realtor, roofer, HVAC loan officer, why don't you be their solar division and help email and call their customers? Those are some of the best leads you will ever get. So you can think about that in 2 terms of getting referrals and recruiting, right? If you ever talk to any salespeople, that's kind of a double-edged sword, kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. You can approach that in either way. And oftentimes my brother and I give 2 options. Option 1, do you want $1,000 referral for any referrals you give me? Option 2, how would you like to join Power, have a membership, do your onboarding, and get half of the commission, right? So those are the 2 options. So in terms of recruiting, I've now I do group Zooms, and I don't talk to people individually, and I have them watch a video. Before they even talk to me, they have to watch a video. So my brother just recorded this new 15-minute video, solarmodelexplained.com. It's awesome. Great video. I also have my 30-minute video. That's my go-to, where I go into more detail of, a proposal, costs, everything like that. And then there's a bigger 1 hour. So literally, guys, any of the recruiting I do, you have access to these resources. These are literally the videos I send people. For anyone on my team, you can even invite anyone to my recruiting Zooms and I will build your team and recruit for you. If you're not on my team, use these videos to your advantage. They pretty much do all the heavy lifting for you. If you guys haven't contacted every salesman or women you know, people selling cars, alarms, water, pest, insurance, or any home professionals, realtors, loan officers, HVAC, electricians, if you guys haven't contacted every single one of those people you know and hit them up for referrals, hit them up for you to help them promote solar, send them these videos. Maybe if you think they want to join power and promote solar to their customers. If you guys haven't done that, definitely you should have done that like yesterday. But here's some videos for you there. You can always send anyone to our Monday night power hour as well. And here's how to answer common questions, especially if you're talking to solar pros. They're going to ask, do you provide leads? Okay, well, I talk about that and answer that in my video here. What's your payout? What's your timeline? What equipment? What installers? Okay, watch the video here. What's your red line? See all proposal costs, watch 2 minutes here. They say they're not interested. If they're a solar pro, ask them how they'd like $1.80 red line with cost of goods. No other solar company will ever show you this, and it's all the costs, right? Because power is a cost of good. So this is literally all of my resources I use to recruit, right? But just like selling solar, the name of the game with anything in sales, whether it's selling solar or selling, someone to join your team, right? Recruiting. The name of the game is leads, right? That's the name of the game with anything in sales. So how are you talking to more homeowners, right? On the sales end of it. But for recruiting end of it, how are you talking to more salesmen and women? How are you interacting with more, like I said, everyone's selling those things, or the home professionals? How are you interacting with more of them? Are you posting on your local city groups? Heck, are you going on some of the Google or Yelp directories and looking up some of those people in your area and giving them a call? Are you Googling green certified realtors and calling? You could literally call 5 green certified realtors in your local city or county every day for the next month. You think if you call 100 green certified realtors are hurting right now, right? The interest rates are high. They're looking for more ways to add income. You think if you call 100 green certified realtors and let them know you're a solar referral partner, you're local, you have $1,000 referral program, the benefits that they can help customers own their energy, that 30% of their customers are going to go solar in the next couple of years with or without them. You think you're going to get a couple referrals, maybe some ambassadors, and probably a couple deals or someone to join your team, right? So it's those kind of things people don't always think about, right? If you go on your Facebook page right now, and I'll even, challenge some of you right now, go on your Facebook and post to your public friends, does anyone know a good realtor and loan officer, right? Go post on your Facebook right now. Guarantee you by tomorrow, you're going to have probably 10 to 20 responses from people. And then you can start having that same conversation with them, right? So, these are all the tools on how I recruit, but ultimately it's talking to more salesmen and women, talking to more home professionals, whether it's on LinkedIn, whether you're calling the green certified realtors, whether that's through BNI or Chamber of Commerce. And again, all of those people you can either get referrals from, or they can join your team and they can start selling solar themselves, right? And all the heavy lifting is done for you. All the videos are done for you. The Zooms are done for you. You just have to communicate and contact and network with any sales professionals that you know. And I do that on Facebook. I do that on LinkedIn. I do that in a variety of ways as well. So there's some stuff on recruiting. And wrapping up here, here's some contacts for sales support, customer contacts during the install or after the install, customer care. For enterprise, here's a couple videos on enterprise, and there's some trainings that we've done on that. If anyone's interested in joining enterprise, there's the overview, there's a slide deck, If someone has enterprise, there's settings for that as well. Batteries, I've got some resources here about batteries, and our #1 resident team battery expert, Michael Patterson, is the most knowledgeable person I've ever met about batteries. He's great mentor. Project timeline, once you sign a deal, how long should each stage take? Just a rough idea there. There's some $1,000 ambassador videos that you can post videos. And my brother and I, you guys know, are very into healthy habits and philanthropy, as we mentioned. So There's breath work we do every Monday, guys. We have a breath work session. There's the links to the nonprofits and the homes we build in Mexico. And my brother and I get Francisco and Jose. These are our personal health coach and life coaches that we get to train our team. And we do a free breath work, guys, every Monday at 9 a.m. I highly, highly, highly recommend you guys, if you just try one of them, any Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific. You can put in your email for a reminder or just click join if you're on Monday at 9 a.m. on this site. There's the link in the chat. If you've tried if you've tried meditating and you think that's good, try breath work. Breath work is like meditation on steroids. It's super powerful, super great. Even Marisa got a lot of good experiences from it when we did it down in Mexico. So I highly encourage. This is probably one of the most powerful things my brother and I have added to our life. And ultimately, these teachers and coaches we have, my brother and I's friends here, they teach you how to get into a flow state, how to perform and just vibrate and give off those good energy, right? And that's being in a flow state. So there's that. I highly recommend people join that. So there's some resources for you there. So that pretty much concludes what I have for you today. I know that was a ton of stuff that I went over. So I'll stop there. If anyone has any questions, comments, anything at all, yeah, go ahead and let me know. And again, think of this in terms of the new people, what resources you can take away and use from this, but also some of the mentors and some of the experts that are on here. How can you share this with your team? How can you build your own team? How can you get your team to be leaders and developers themselves, right? So you can think about it in multiple approaches here, but yeah, happy to be on. I think I'll stop there. Marisa and Crystalline, any questions, welcome to answer them.
Wow, Chris, I don't even know what to say. That was so informative, valuable. There's just no words to explain all the nuggets and all the knowledge I gained today. So thank you so much for that. Thank you. That was super great. This is going to be one of those recordings that I'm going to continue to watch over and over until I get it right. So, and man, that sheet, that master sheet that you created, who else here doesn't find that valuable? I mean, how can you not be a top recruiter? How can you not be the top sales if you don't have that? So I'm ready. I'm pumped. Thank you so much, Chris.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Crystalline. And I'll put the link in the chat again. The link will be in the description of the video for that master sheet for everyone.
Awesome. And if you want this recording, please go ahead and drop your email in the chat, and Marisa and the team will make sure to get you added to our newsletter so that you'll get the recording once it's ready. So we'll go ahead and stop the recording at this time. And we're just going to close out this meeting with a quotation before we open it up for questions and answers. So the Women of Power closing quotation for today is: the meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. So this is really great. Thank you, Marisa, for sharing this. And we'll go ahead and stop recording and open it up for